Anwar Ibrahim rose to power last year with a decades-long reputation as an anti-graft reformer. But nearly 10 months since being sworn in as Malaysia's prime minister, many of his supporters say they feel betrayed. One key controversy stems from prosecutors dropping 47 corruption charges against Anwar's deputy prime minister, Ahmad Zahid Hamidi.
Anwar has squandered all his moral capital.
Zahid was a longtime rival of Anwar's, but the two became allies after the November election. Anwar needed the support of the political coalition Zahid leads in parliament in order to have enough parliamentarians back him for prime minister. Critics accuse Anwar of hatching a deal, but Anwar insists he did not interfere in Zahid's corruption trial. However, analyst Wong Chin Wat says there's no way to ignore Anwar's hand.
In Malaysia, the Prime Minister controls the Attorney General chambers, which doubles up as the public prosecution. Therefore, whatever decisions made by the public prosecution is bound to be seen as reflecting the government's, the Prime Minister's interests.
Responding to criticism, the Attorney General's chamber said Zahid has not been acquitted and investigators are looking into new evidence. But even before this controversy, many of Anwar's supporters were disappointed. They say he's not fulfilling past commitments, including softening the quota system, which heavily favors the country's ethnic Malay majority for admission to public universities.
If Anwar stuck to his principle, what he promised before this, what we know of Anwar before this, yes, the government will collapse.
Political analyst Azmi Hassan points to the pressure Anwar faces from the opposition coalition, whose backbone is the conservative Malaysian Islamic Party. Azmi says Anwar's core supporters of liberal Malay Muslims, as well as ethnic and religious minorities, would be far more unhappy if the Islamic Party rose to power.
So they need to be realistic, pragmatic.
Because of his vulnerable position under the attack of the Malay Muslim nationalists, he has moved to the right, frustrating his core supporters.
And while Wong says Anwar's core supporters won't vote for the opposition, there could come a time when they're too frustrated to stand behind him. For VOA News, Dave Grunebaum, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.